Good morning, students. I am your SSC teacher, Mrs. Manju Sharma, and today we will start our new chapter in political science of class ninth. What democracy? Why democracy? In this chapter, we will read about what are the features of democracy and what kind of government is democracy and why we need democracy and the broad meaning of democracy. We have know that there are so many countries which have no democratic country. They are non-democratic country. The question is how can we classify or how we distinguish between the democratic country and non-democratic country. As we know that India is a large democratic country and we will adopt the principle of democracy. So now the question is why define democracy? What is the reason? How can we say that this country is a democratic and this country is non-democratic? So first of all, we define democracy. Why we need a definition? To understand this definition, we will discuss. We will overview the discussion of Mrs. Ligonde ma'am, and the students raised some question about democracy. Mary said to her teacher that ma'am, I don't like this idea that first of all we discuss the democracy and after that we are trying to know the definition of democracy. What is the importance of definition of democracy? Why should we not know about definition of democracy and after that we know about democracy? Then the madam replied, I can see your point, what do you want to say? But I want to say something that when we use different types of things, then we should know about the definition of the things or we use the things first. So Mary said that then why do we need definitions? Why do we need definitions? There is no use of definition. Then ma'am replied her that definition is needed when we have so many things to describe. Suppose we can take the example of rain and we want to know the difference between rain between cloudburst. How can we define? So like this, there are so many countries who pretended that they are democratic but actually they are not. Then we have need to know the meaning of definition. Then the other student raised the question, then ma'am, we have the perfect definition of Abraham Lincoln, that the government of a people, by the people and for the people is called democracy. Then why do we need other definition? Then ma'am replied, yes, I am agree with you, but we cannot accept anything because it is famous or it is popular. We can't accept the things which are most popular. First of all, we use it, observe it, then we adopted the things. Then other students said, okay ma'am, if we want the perfect definition of democracy, and another way to know the democracy, that democracy is derived from the Latin word democratia, Greek word democratia, and Greek demos means people and kratia means rule. Then why we need to definition? Then ma'am replied, yes, you are right, but we cannot understand the meaning by its origin. For example, we take computer. Computer means computing. We calculate the large sums in a seconds with the help of computer, but the meaning is appropriate of computer, that computer is used to calculating. No, nowadays so many people use computer in different ways. We listen music of computers, we can design on computers, we can make our work on computers. Nowadays computer is does so many tasks. So this is not the right way to know the things with its origin. Then Mary said, oh ma'am, I understand that there is no shortcut to thinking about the anything. We can't accept the thing as it is as before. We must go through the deep meaning of the democracy. Then ma'am agreed with all the students. Yes, now we will start a simple definition. A simple definition of democracy, that democracy is a form of government in which the rulers are elected by the people. But now the question is raised, who are the people? This simple definition is not appropriate. Now question is, who are the rulers and what kind of elections? Who are the people and what kind of form of government? So to know the answer of these questions, we must consider each of the feature of democracy which we discuss now. The first feature of democracy is major decision by elected leaders. In democracy, the major decisions are taken by elected leaders and the leaders are elected by people. To know it, to understand it properly, we will take the example of Pakistan. In Pakistan, in October 1999, General Pervez Musharraf led a military coup and overthrew democratically government and declared himself chief executive, and later he declared himself as a president. He did so many amendments in constitution and became the prime minister of Pakistan, president of Pakistan, and extended his uh, working days for 5 years. So we can say that in Pakistan there is a democratic country. Legal framework order is not according to democracy. There are many reasons why Pakistan under General Musharraf should not be called a democracy, because the people in Pakistan, not quite people, may have elected their representative to the national and provincial assembly, but those elected representatives are not really the rulers. They can't take the final decisions. The power to take final decision rest with army officials and with General Pervez Musharraf. So here this feature is not appropriate for democracy, and thus we can't say the Pakistan as a democratic country. So the first feature of democracy is, in a democracy the final decision making power must rest with those elected by the people. The next feature is free and fair electoral competition. Free and fair elections are first feature and the most important feature of democracy. To understand it, we can take example of China. Elections are regularly held every 5 years in China, and the National People Congress has the power to appoint the president of the country. It has nearly 3,000 members elected from all over China. Some members are elected by the army. Before contesting election, a candidate needs the approval of Chinese Communist Party. Only those who are the member of the Communist Party or smaller parties allied to it were allowed to contest election held in 2003. The government is always formed by the Communist Party. So tell me, can we say that China is democratic country? No, because there are no free and fair electoral competition. There is only one party who always win the election. Like China, Mexico hold election after every 6 years and elected its president. The country has never been under a military or dictator rules, but until 2000 every election was won by party called PRI. Opposition party did not contest election and never managed to it. The PRI is used so many dirty tricks to elections. Should we consider the election described above as example of people electing their rulers? So the next feature is, in a democracy must be based on a free and fair election where those currently in power have a fair chance of losing. Like in India, we have no same party won the election always. There is different party in central government and different political party in state government. In India, we can say that we have free and fair elections. Now we discuss another feature of democracy, which is one person, one vote, one value. In previous chapter, we read about how the struggle for democracy was linked to the democratic for universal adult franchise, and we studied in history this year also in France how the people struggle to get the right to vote. So in democracy, one person, one vote, one value must be followed. And there are so many instances where equal rights to vote are not given to their citizens. In Saudi Arabia, women do not have the right to vote. Estonia has made its citizenship rule such a way that people belonging to Russian minority find it difficult to get the right to vote. In Fiji, the electoral system is such that the vote of an indigenous Fiji has more value than that of an Indian Fiji. Means there is no one vote, one value. So democracy is based on a fundamental principle of political equality, and in these countries there is no political equality. So the another feature of democracy, in a democracy each adult citizen must have one vote and each vote must have one value. There should not any discrimination based on religion, caste or gender. Then the next feature is rule of law and respect for rights. If we consider the example of Zimbabwe, this country attained independence from white minority rule in 1980. Since then, the country has been ruled by ZANU PF, the party that led the freedom struggle. Its leader Robert Mugabe has been ruling the country since independence. Elections have been held regularly and always won by the ZANU PF. President Mugabe is popular but uses unfair practices in elections. Over the years, his government has changed the constitution several times to increase the power of the president and make him less accountable. So, can we say that Zimbabwe has democracy? No, because there is no respect for rights and rule of law. So, next feature of democracy is a democratic government rules within limits set by constitutional law and citizen rights. Now, we have summary of definition. Let us sum up the discussion so far. That democracy is a form of government in which the rulers are elected by the people. Now the definition is completed. Rulers elected by the people take all the major decisions. Elections offer a choice and fair opportunity to the people to change the current rulers. This choice and opportunity is available to all the people on an equal basis, and the exercise of this choice leads to a government limited by basic rules of constitution and citizen. Now the question has raised that why democracy? Why should we adopt democracy? There is an other argument in Madam Legendre classes. The student she said to students that we live in a democratic country. We read in previous chapter that all over the world people want democracy, and democracy is the best form of government in all forms of the country. Then other student raised a question कि ma'am, you had said that we should not accept something just because it is famous. So everyone else accept it is not possible that everyone is following a wrong path. It is possible that if everyone follow a same path, they all may be wrong. Then yes, it is actually the wrong path. But what democracy brought us in our country? There is poverty since independence. We see that poverty, we cannot eliminate the poverty from our country. Devang, yes, democracy. What democracy do with us? Means the students are unsatisfied with the rule of democracy. Jenny said that, however, does it make a difference? The point is that can't be the best form of government. Democracy is all about chaos, instability, corruption, hypocrisy. Politicians fight among themselves for power. So how can we say that the democracy is a good form of government? The other student said, okay, government is not, democracy government is not. Then we should go back to British rule, invite some kings to rule this country. Is it right, Rose? I don't know. I don't know what we should do, but democracy did not solve our problem since independence. So we need a country, we need a people, a person who is free from corruption, and he make our country free from poverty. Some another student, that is, it is not democracy, it means it is dictatorship. If a person has all the power, he must be corrupt. Rose, yes, I am speaking about a honest, sincere and strong leader. Oh, you are compared democracy with an ideal dictatorship. It is not possible. The things will be worse than before. Madam was listening everything with interest and quietly, and in the end she said that I was very happy to see you, that you are going very passionately, and I don't know who is right and who is wrong. That is for you to settle, but I feel I want to speak your mind, and I feel that something tried to now I want to say something, that if you were all speaking with your mind, and suppose I stopped you to speak like this, would you like it? All the students quite keep quiet. So she said, I am agree with you that democratic, there is so many limitations in democracy, but it is a good argument for a democracy. Now we will discuss both argument against democracy and argument for democracy. This conversation has most of the arguments that we routinely hear against democracy. First argument is leaders keep changing in a democracy. After every 5 years we have new leader. So this leads to instability, political instability. And the next, democracy is all about political competition and power play. So there is no scope for honesty or morality. So many people have to be consulted in democracy that it leads to delay in decision. Elected leaders do not the best interest of the people. It maybe leads to a bad decisions. Democracy leads to corruption, for it's based on electoral competition, and ordinary people do not what is good for them. They should not decide anything. So we can say that there are so many limitations we find in democracy. But these arguments shows that democracy of kind we see many not be the ideal form of government. But that is not a question we face in real life. The real life we face in different. Is democracy better than other forms of government that are there for us to choose? Now argument democracy. We take the example of famine in China 1958 to 1961. Nearly 3 crore people died in this famine. But in India's economic condition was not much better than China, yet India did not have a famine of kind of China, and our scholars think that this was a result of different government policies in the two countries. The existence of democracy in India made the Indian government respond to food security, and our fundamental right to live, is make a government more accountable for their citizen. So we can say that a democratic government is better government because it is more accountable form of any other government. There is another reason why democracy is better than any other non-democratic democracy government. Democracy is based on consultation and decision. A democratic decision always involves many person, discussions and meetings. When a number of people take part in a decision, there is no chance for mistake or wrong decision. Thus, democracy improves the quality of decision making. The other argument about the effects of democracy on the quality of government and social life, but the strongest argument for democracy is about what democracy does to the government. If democracy does not bring about better decision and accountable, there is a chance to correct its mistake. and it is still better than other forms of government because democracy enhances the dignity of its citizen. Finally, democracy is better than other forms of government because it allows us to correct its own mistake. Suppose we have choose a wrong leader and we find after some time that our decision were wrong. So we have a chance in coming election. We will not give the vote such a person who is not accountable for us. So about all this discussion, yeah, base of all this discussion, we can say that though there is so many limitation in democracy, but democracy is more better, much better government than any other form of government. Now it is the meaning of political democratic. Sometimes we consider democracy in many areas. Sometimes we say that our family is democratic family, our class, yeah, our teacher is a democratic person. When we talk about all this, it means the majority of people are included in decision in a family, in a political party, in a class, or in a school. So the democracy, broad meaning of democracy is necessary because modern democracies involve such a large number of people that it is physically impossible for them to sit together and take a collective decision. Even if they could, the citizen does not have the time, the desire, or the skills to take part in all the decision. It is not possible for every person to take part in the decision. This give a clear and understanding of democracy. This clarify help us to distinguish between democracy from non-democratic country. Sometimes we use democracy for organization other than government, like family, like class, like teacher. Sometimes students uh, find to say that I don't like that teacher who do not allow students to speak and ask questions in the class. I would like to have teachers with democratic temperament. Some followers said that one leader and his family members decide everything in his party. How can they talk of democracy? So there are so many things and so many fields when the word democracy go back to its basic sense, the method of taking decision. So sometimes we use the word democracy not to describe any existing government but to set up an ideal standard that we democracy must aim to become. True democracy will come to this country only when no one goes hungry to bed. In a democracy, every citizen must be able to play equal role in decision making. If we take all these ideas seriously, and then no country in the world is a democracy, but it does not mean that we will go back to British rule or we will go back to dictatorship. We can say that we must improve our democracy. There is some improvements are needed, but democracy is the best government in the country. So students, now we have discussed the meaning of democracy, the importance of democracy, definition of democracy, features of democracy, and the merits and demerits of democracy. Now our chapter is completed. Goodbye.